guys and girls, I'm slowly catching up with the videos that are a little bit belated, but it doesn't matter. I have been thinking of you and the show will go on. So let's see, what am I going to be using? I'm actually doing, no, let's just start from the beginning and say I'm going to be doing two things today. I am going to do my regular shave, and then I've been tagged by Jim Combs, and the tag was only one. So if you can choose one thing of each category, which would you use if you would have to shave for 1 year with that? So 1 year with only one of each item. So that's the tag. And I'm going to be tagging She Shaves with Jill and NYC West Shaving with the same video. So only one is the challenge. Right. So let's get on first to the normal shave I have next to me in the basin, cold water with my flannel. I have drawn up, actually that's not quite right, a little bit is missing, 1.5 teaspoons of water, that is 7.5 mils. I am going to be using, where's my shave soap? I'm looking for the soap. God, everything's full of my stuff here because of the tag. Right, I am using UK soap, one of my absolute favorite croaps. That is a cream soap, a very soft soap, and it smells absolutely delicious. It's vegan. That is Signature Soaps. It's a hybrid soap, and it's rose, geranium, clary sage, and grapefruit. So that's the scent. The main ingredient here is coconut oil. Okay, that's what it looks like. So coconut. Doesn't smell of coconut, it smells of what I just said. It's absolutely delicious, and it's called Leodis. Right, let me just put that to the side. Now I just want to show you, I've taken here out of this corner, this must be about its third or fourth shave out of this humongous tub, which is actually at a very good price. So if you want a well-priced soap that works fantastically, has a fantastic post-shave feel, and it's vegan, then choose Signature Soaps. It's a very small artisan man who makes this, and he's a lovely guy. So, whose name I now can't remember because my brain is not functioning properly. Why? Let's just say my hormones, as in the Hashimoto's, is playing up, and the hormones are just driving my brain crazy. So anyway, that was the soap. The razor I am using today is a very special to me razor. This is the Gillette Slim H3. Details at the end of the video. It's a twist to open. It's the James Bond razor. Everyone knows the James Bond razor. It's vintage, and it is an absolutely superb butterfly open razor, DE safety razor. I am using, this is the only blade I have, is the Merkur Super. I don't think I've used this one before. Made in Germany, and we'll see it's its first use, as in I don't think I've ever used this blade before, full stop, not necessarily this one. I know it's the first shave on this one, and it's stuck to the paper. There you go. Okay, this says stainless, rostfrei, platinum coated, and on the other side, so just so that you can see, can you, okay, can you, okay, that's what it says. And on the other side, now don't cut yourself, Maya, because I'm very good at this, turning blades. It says, I can't remember, Merkur Super, made in Germany. So platinum coated, whatever that means. Merkur Super. Don't know why it's called that, most probably because it's platinum coated. So in it goes. This razor does have an overhang, so be aware for those that buy one, it has an overhang. Can you see it? Yeah, now you can. Okay, it's quite a big one, so be careful. That's the razor and the blade. So I have in my soup bowl, because one doesn't always need fancy stuff, I have in my soup bowl 0.5 gram of this very soft crope in here, and I've spread it out a bit. The brush I am using today is the Yaqi Evil Zebra. It is and I keep forgetting, I think it's a 24 mils synthetic. And it is actually a very soft, as in not soft from, yes, soft from the touch, but not the softest I have, but it is a floppy one, so it's a painter. Right, did I get that all out now? I think I did. So let's dip this brush into the water, shake it out. Shaking out, no drips. And now let me adjust the camera. Excuse my hands and excuse the funny angles. As you know, I still have problems with the screw of the stand, and with postage sort of arriving, but always everything late, I don't want to trust in getting a new stand right now. So let's go. So there's no water in here other than from the wet brush. And you can hopefully see, let me just adjust this a bit more. It's the lighting. I'm videoing today, it's already afternoon, late afternoon, and I've only just got enough light. I hope they'll be able to see everything by the end of this video. So I've got to hurry up a bit. This is fantastic, this scent. It's not, even though it's rose geranium, it doesn't smell too floral, so it's fabulous. This is definitely a unisex. I'm putting in 1/2 teaspoon because you can already see it's worked its way already into the brush. I like this soup bowl, and I'm just repeating myself with those that are newbies here on my channel, because it has this lovely shape which keeps the soap in and still gives you a lot of space to lather up. And it won't be overflowing. Also for bigger brushes, this works fabulously, even though it is a very smooth bowl. Okay, I'm adding another 1/2 teaspoon. So that's 1 teaspoon of water in there right now, and it's already a fabulous lather, as in it is glossy, it is fine, has fine bubbles, if you want to call them bubbles, a fabulous fine structure, already like Italian meringue. But I want to push this. Most of it is in the brush, as you can tell. It's a tiny bit pasty. This can still take some water. So I have found for myself that 1.5 teaspoons of water to nearly whatever soap you use is sort of the right amount to 0.5 gram of soap. Okay, every soap I've used up to now has been that sort of, what do you call it now? Those sort of measurements. 0.5 gram, 1.5 teaspoons of water. The only difference is the more tallow is in a soap, the warmer the water has to be, otherwise it will just not perform. It will not lather well, it doesn't like being cold, and the more tallow is in there, the slower you have to add the water. Okay. Okay, that's just a general repeat for those that have not seen my previous videos. Okay, look at this. Can you see how the brush has just loaded itself with all the beautiful lather? There is still some in the bowl, but most of it is in this brush. And I'm guessing one can most probably get out of that brush at least 3 passes. Even with beardy passes, as I call them. So, here we go. Let's go. And let me just check my phone, guys, where I've put my notes, whether I have forgotten something. No, I have told you the tagging, I have told you the other things. So let me just take this away because it's balancing quite precariously on my box here on the corner. So let me put that to safety as well so it doesn't fall into any water or whatever. Wet the face comes next, and I know I'm a bit crooked. You're just gonna have to sit like this. That didn't help much, did it? Let's try again. Is that better? I think it is. Maybe a little bit like that. There we go. And I've just hung my hair into the lather. I got shave lather all over my hair. Let's put it to the back. Here we go. I'm going to put the Gillette on a mild setting. I'm taking a 2 because I only did a shave yesterday. And normally I wouldn't do that. I'd leave at least 2 days in between, but I've got a catch up to do. Right, let's get going. Let's adjust my very crooked mirror as well. Oops. Let's lean it to the other side. Very wibbly wobbly. Okay, can you see how creamy this is? And this is a painter, as I said. I'm enjoying the scent. You can push the soap actually quite a bit further with more water if you wanted to. So it can be very economic, or it is anyway, I think. I can't remember the price. Was it? I think it's around £13 for this humongous tub. I know it's definitely under 15. Yeah, anyway, let's get going. I have this, let's just check. Yes, I have this on a 2. Let's get going. Okay. On a mild setting, this blade is very smooth, and with this razor, it's working very well. Very pleasant. And the soap has a superb slickness and protection. Let's get that back as well. I was standing in the queue for the shopping yesterday, an hour by the way. And it's very interesting, the conversations one hears. How bored people are and what they do when they get bored. But I can tell you what, when it's starting to get warmer, I'm not going to be looking forward to standing in queues for food. And especially not when you get inside and there's still 3/4 of the shop empty. So that was round 1, as in pass 1. Let's get to round 2. Well, there was this guy, he was off a week from work now. And he said all he's doing is watching Netflix. And I'm thinking, well, there's other things you can do, is like educate yourself a bit. Read. Maybe if you have a wife, help your wife in the household. Oh God, imagine that. Someone, a man like this one, doing housework. Imagine. Even if it were only cleaning dishes. Although I guess most people have a dishwasher now. I have 2, but I still clean dishes. Fabulously slick, fabulous feeling, this soap. Last round, pickup round. And you can see there's just so much soap in here. And the light's going, so I've got to hurry up. You see, with this soap, I'm not afraid that even with the shave yesterday where I was already BBS, and in a day I don't grow that many whiskers, you know, they're not that, I can leave it for a day or 2, you see, but I'm not afraid of using this. It won't give me any problems, this soap, even though I have sensitive skin. It won't give me any problems. And I could have used a more aggressive razor and more aggressive blade, and it would have still been fine. Okay, now my review to the blade is this. My feeling of this blade, it is a smooth blade. It feels rather mild to me. I'm thinking it's somewhere along with the Wilkinson sword, German Wilkinson sword. And I'm thinking for a proper beard, not a soft beard, that would most probably not do it. But for ladies, face, legs, armpits, that'll do. But it's not one of my favorites. I'll still stick to my Gillette's Derby Premium and Shark Platinum. Those are my favorites. Right, done the shave, letting the water out, excuse the noise. I just want to show you, just look how much lather is still in here. Let me try get it off my fingers so you can see there's quite a bit there. And in the bowl is still another half a shave, so if I'd pile this up it would be up to here. So there's quite a bit there. I don't have another brush that needs cleaning right now. So I'll just put that into the basin. Excuse all the noise of the running water, but if I don't do this and don't make a little bit of space for the next part, then things are going to go badly wrong. So let me also just take my blade out and make sure that is safe, and my razor. Let me take this. I've got to do these things as I go, otherwise I'll forget, and that is not a good idea. Right, let's put the blade on the paper, put that out the way. Just give my razor a rinse. With vintage razors and so on, I always rinse them immediately so that the soap doesn't stick. Some soaps stick more than others, but this will just keep it take off that bit off. That will be fine, just to go over with the microfiber cloth after. So whilst I've been talking, my face is now nearly dry. Let's put the syringe away as well. I'm going to put on my Aloe balancing toner. And you'll be thinking, why are you not using your Aloe first? I'm telling you, because the Aloe first that's open is downstairs. My dog has itched himself. He had seeds in his coat that had buried themselves deep into the coat, not into the skin, but he's been itching. So I finally got those seeds out with a super fine comb, almost like a lice comb. Those seeds were so minuscule. And so I've been treating his skin that was really red and raw from all the scratching with the Aloe first, and it's downstairs because I have to do it 2-3 times a day, and I didn't bring it up. Right, that was the Aloe balancing toner. Put the lid on higher, otherwise it will fall and it'll be a mess. There, now I'm going to be using as my post shave, even though I don't really need it because the soap is so fabulous. It really is. It's completely underrated, and I've not been paid or in any way had any kind of advantage for buying these soaps at all. So this is not an advertisement of any sort. It doesn't really need it, but I'm going to put on the Soothing Post Shave Balm from Wickham's. This is an unscented one, and that's why I'm using this one, because it is unscented. And its main ingredient is glycerin. I think it was, from memory. No, it says actually Aloe. It actually says Aloe barbadensis leaf juice, which is sort of weird. I'd like to know the source of that, because most of them are rubbish, to tell you the truth. Not that I think he's put rubbish product in, but most of them, if you send the sample of the juices it juices to the International Aloe Science Council, which is an independent body that tests how much actual aloe is in a juice, then most of them show that it's mainly water and like 1 drop of aloe in there. Not dissing your product, it works and it smells nice too. So after the aloe, it's glycerin. So that's what's in here. So also vegan, in other words, for those that are interested. Right, let's put that aside as well. And it dries very quickly. I have noticed, I don't know, no, I haven't noticed. That was a different company I was thinking of. I'm not sure whether Wickham's actually does do an aftershave balm that's not gel based, if you know what I mean, so not clear. I don't know if they do, because generally speaking I prefer lotion types rather than. And then I'm putting on what I forgot to put on the other day, the Saponico Varesino Que Bebe. And as I said, I think this is a sweet smell. As far as I remember, it's got exotic sort of maybe cocoa or something in there. I can't, oh hang on, it says here oak moss. It says oak moss and lavender and I don't know what arboreal herb is. I have no idea what that is. And then a little bit of citrus. So let's see if I can get it out. I can't get it out even. Do you also have problems with these packets like that? Oh, and now it's come out all in one. Oh man, look at this. I've got a handful, literally. Okay, here we go. Very nice scent indeed, guys, I must say. And if I had the money, my favorite from Saponico Varesino is the myrrh. That's my absolute favorite. Oh, now I've got so much, it's got to go everywhere. I'm feeling so... Actually, I don't know what Que Bebe means, but to me this actually smells quite Cuban, which is weird. I don't know, it's not the name that suggests that. But somehow this reminds me of Cuba. The smell of Havana City. It is very nice indeed. So just bathe in it, Maya. I might not take this t-shirt off for a week. I'm joking. Let me see, what was it called? This one. I've used this one before, you've seen it on the video before. Actually, that's not as nice as this one, scent-wise. Oh, I'm enjoying this so much. Right, Maya, stop waffling and let's get on with the second part. Which was the tag, the one. Let's get going. So, if I had to choose to use one razor for 1 year, which one would it be? And I have chosen, it could be any of the ones, you will see in a minute. I have chosen the Merkur Progress. So this is an adjustable. I could have used put any of my adjustables in there because they're all fantastic. I chose this one simply because this is more known than the other ones that I have. For example, the Yintal, the Viking Crusader. The one I used today, the vintage Gillette Slim. I'm trying to think, what other ones do I have? Adjustables. Yintal, Viking Crusader, Merkur. I think that's it, as if it's not enough. So, and as you see, I do keep my razors, if I can, in the box so that they're just protected. I don't want any scratches and so on. And as I have them in a drawer, I don't have a shelf or anything. So they go into a drawer, and I just make sure that they're protected. Right, the one brush, the one blade, if I had to choose, would be the Gillette Nasset. It is one of the sharper end ones, but I chose it because it is a smooth blade and it lasts a long time. This is a very good quality blade. Gillette Nasset. The one brush I would use, I've actually just seen that I've forgotten to bring the soap out. Good one that, isn't it? The one brush I would use is the Razorrock Monster. Why would I choose this? I like the size of it. It is a monster. It is so super soft that you can, and it loads that well with any soap you've got. That is why I like this. And it's synthetic. I love my Boar brushes, and I love my Badger brushes, but with this you can almost do anything you like to it, and it's virtually indestructible. That's why I chose this one. I could have also chosen for the softness this one. This is the Kent handle, wooden handle, with the Motherload knot, which is also a 30 millimeter. They're both 30 millimeters, by the way. So they are equally good. This one holds at least 4 passes. This one maybe even up to 5 passes. And they're both, well, if I touch them in the dry, this one is softer, but as soon as this one is wet, it's fabulous. If I were to choose from any of my Badger brushes, I would go for the Yaqi 26 mils 2-band Badger, but once it's wet, it almost responds as if it were a gel tip. That's why I like it. I also love the handle. It goes very well also into my small hands, and you can just brush away. The reason I did not choose it, because with Badger and Boar, you have to pre-soak them, and you have to be a bit more careful with the bristles. Right, if I had to choose out of the horsehair brushes that I have, and I don't think I've featured this one yet, but that's coming up very soon. So I have two. It's these two, the V-Long brown hair, also a painter, very soft. And is this a 22 mils? I can't remember. It doesn't smell. This one is a 24 mil. Yes, 24 mil, I think it was. I have to look it up. I can't remember what knot I now put in, with a DS Cosmetics handle. This one is super soft, a little softer than this, has a little bit more backbone, but it stinks. I've washed it now maybe 4 or 5 times and it's still smelly. So, but still I would go for the smelly one because it's just that little bit softer, but either are very good. And I know I'm not exactly keeping to the brief, but I just want to point out a few things. Out of my Boar brushes, and I have 3, these 3, I would choose, and now this is a very difficult one, I think I would choose the Omega 49. This is marginally softer, even though it's super stiff right now, marginally softer than this. This is lovely, but this I've only used this maybe twice, so I can't say. This has a better load. I feel this has a tiny bit of a better load, at the moment, but as I said, this hasn't been broken in yet. So this has a tiny bit better load, and it's just that tiny bit nicer in the hand. I can grip it properly. This one I can also grip, but it's lower down. If you see, the grip is lower down. I love this though. I like them all. This one is cheap and cheerful. So if I wouldn't have these two, and I'd have to choose one that I can afford, if it's in the budget range, I really would go for this. This goes super soft and it works a dream. It is, however, a little bit of a hit and miss, whether you get one that has a lot or one that doesn't. This one did in the beginning, but it has stopped after its 10th use. I know. My coming off topic, but I like to give a sort of an idea why I choose certain things. So from that point of view, I'm hoping you learn also something with it. So that was the razor, the blade, the brush. The bowl I would choose is the Suribachi bowl. Mine is in blue. Why would I choose it? The ceramic is lovely. If you warm this up with a little bit of hot water prior to putting your soap in and lathering, it will keep the water nice and hot. Equally, if you load it with really cold water prior to putting the soap in, so of course load it up, let it cool down and then chuck the water out, then put your soap in and use it. It will keep it nice and cool. These little rings do a fabulous job of building the best lather ever, no matter what brush you use. If you use a really rubbish brush, it will still lather like a dream. That is why I have chosen that one. Now I'm going to have to pause you for 1 second and get the soap. You know, my brain is playing on me today. The soap I have in here. And I chose this A for size, B because I love the scent, C, it lathers like a dream, and it's easy and it's well known, and that is Proraso. But my scent is the wood and spices, is my absolute favorite. And this will last you more than a year, I can promise you. Even if you use it every day. So that is the scent that I would choose to take. And you know, if you were traveling or what, it's a great travel pack as well. Don't know, is on here. It's 9.5 ounces or 275 mils. That's value for money. That's the soap. So, and next, what post-shave would you use? I would use, and this is not going to be, it's not going to be surprising to anybody that's seen my videos before, the Aloe First. Okay, Aloe First spray. No need to say more. If you've seen my videos, you know why I choose this. Then, if I would be choosing just one aftershave balm, I think I would go for this one because it's cheap, it's well known here in the UK, and I like the scent, and it works fantastically for a very cheap aftershave, and that is the Boots Freshwood Aftershave Balm. It works fantastically. It's also an underrated one. Let me just change the camera angle a bit. if I would choose just one aftershave splash, then I would choose the Kölschwasser 4711. It is fresh, it is lovely and goes with almost any soap that you've used prior to. Although if I'm using Proraso, this would fit better in the spicy theme. If I were to just take one perfume with me, then the perfume I would choose, and there's no surprise, I have quite a few, but this is my absolute favorite, the Kenzo Flowers. So that was the challenge, the if one only. Hope you enjoyed that, and I'll be seeing you soon. Already missing you. Bye bye.